Hey guys, welcome back. I told you that the dragons were on the way.
Oh, they're coming. The dragons are on their way.
I wasn't just teasing you. I'm going to be pivoting, or I guess calling an audible. Either way, I'm going to change up my release schedule a bit and start releasing these NFL videos on Wednesdays instead of Fridays. Not that I actually have a devoted fan base, I guess it's just better for the algorithm or something, I guess. But yeah, we're officially halfway through the season, but I'm still on that World Series game. I can just hear my grandpa lecturing me about using two hands to catch fly balls.
Settles under this ball, but then drops it.
You lose ball games trying to be fancy, Dan. Okay, I'm gonna talk about football now. You know I start with my fantasy teams, skip to this point if that's why you clicked on this. I'm trying to be more organized here, I mentioned that. I get up around 10 a.m. every morning, so I'm usually anticipating football to start while drinking my energy drink. I've already mentioned I watch Red Zone every Sunday. Shout out Scott Hanson. Week 9 started on Halloween with the Jets-Texans game. I'll talk about the game as a whole later, but for now just know I was going into Sunday with a 22-point deficit. Turns out double 2 was a good omen for me. Both of my running backs scored 2 touchdowns, that's 2 players if you're unclear on the definition of both. And Derrick Henry is number 22. Good thing I don't have Tutu Atwell or shit really would get out of hand. Cooper Kupp came back from injury in week 8, but I didn't play him, out of fear. That turned out to be a mistake. I wasn't about to make the same mistake 2 consecutive weeks, so thankfully I started him against the Seahawks, which was good considering he also put up 20+. I'm writing this on Monday before the night games. My week isn't technically, but I don't expect Travis Kelce to have an insane outing, so I should win in my main league. I'm not down by much in my That's Good Sports League, but I'm playing against Patrick Mahomes and Kareem Hunt. I really don't expect to win that one, but I guess we'll see. We saw all right and I lost. Travis Kelce needed 21 points and he got 22. And Travis Kelce is supposedly having a down year. If it sounds like I'm salty, it's because I am. The mathematical probability of a tight end scoring 20+ points is astronomical. Also, I would have won if that game didn't go into overtime. Just saying. I'm still salty. I think that's all with the fantasy relevant stuff. I just received word it is, so I'm going to do my best Scott Hanson impression to talk about 7 hours of commercial-free football. Just kidding, we have to talk about Thursday night first, and Red Zone doesn't cover that. So no Hanson joke, yet. The Thursday night game was between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. That was the Halloween game, so you know Aaron Rodgers' spooky ass was out there. Outside of Davante Adams coming out of the locker room and immediately scoring, there's not much to say. I mean, it should be obvious to the Jets by now that the whole Aaron Rodgers thing isn't working. I mean, yeah, they won, but let's be honest here. Do we really expect the New York Jets to do anything worth noting this season? The Texans lost, but I think C.J. Stroud is just a really good player. He suffered a tough loss, but I think he's got what it takes to bounce back. Okay, I can make my Scott Hanson joke now since I'm going to be talking about the Sunday slate of games. We're going to start with the early slate of games with the Cowboys-Falcons. The Cowboys lost and it looked like Captain Kirk had phasers set to kill. And to answer your question, yes. I'm going to make that same stupid Star Trek joke every time I talk about Kirk Cousins. But one of his favorite targets is Darnell Mooney, which is a good thing for me. That was the one good thing because this is literally me when it comes to the Cowboys.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
The Panthers played the Saints over the weekend and I just can't help but associate the Panthers with Matt. The Panthers actually won a game with Bryce Young at quarterback. I never thought that would actually happen. Either way, that led directly into Dennis Allen being fired. I guess that gives Carolina a little something to hang their hats on this season because they certainly aren't making the playoffs. Okay, we're going to move on to relevant divisional games. Sorry, Matt. The Bills-Dolphins game was for the division lead in the AFC East. And of course the Bills won. The Bills moved on from Gabe Davis during the offseason, but it's clear now that it really doesn't matter what your first name is. If your last name is Davis, you're going to do well on the Bills.
Allen out of the backfield. Davis, room to roam. Oh, he got by Fuller. He broke a tackle in there by Fuller, and he's off to the races. And a 63-yard touchdown catch and run. And the Bills have recaptured the lead.
There was an NFC East division game, but I don't really have much to say about that Washington-New York game. I mean, one quarterback was good, the other wasn't. Next, please. I feel like there's a divisional matchup in the NFC North. What was that again? Oh right, that Packers-Lions game. Silly me, I forgot about the Lions not only establishing their kings of the jungle, but they also bit Green Bay's kneecap. We bit Minnesota's kneecap last week, and the Lions aren't just going to bite the kneecaps of the NFC North.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
The Lions and Dan Campbell are getting ready to bite the kneecaps of the entire NFL.
Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality.
I almost forgot to mention that weather. Nobody can say shit about the Lions only being good indoors. Also, that Brian Branch ejection was a bunch of malarkey. Is it just my high ass, or does anyone else confuse Andrew Van Ginkel with Alex Anzalone? Oh, it's just me? Word. Oh, speaking of the Vikings, they played the Colts on Sunday night. The Vikings managed to win that game, which just makes the Lions look better. Monday night was not good for me personally, like at all. But a Monday night game coming down to the wire with Patrick Mahomes balling out?
I mean, come on.
We're halfway through the NFL season now, and the trade deadline was yesterday, so I figured now would be a good time for a little recap. Obviously, there were those Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper trades earlier this year. They both had immediate impacts to the teams that went out and got them. The Titans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs, and he was definitely involved Monday night. The trade deadline was November 5th, so the Lions got Za'Darius Smith from the Browns. I'm pretty excited about that trade. Our defensive line could use a little juice with Big Hutch being out. I think that's all for now. I really appreciate anyone who sticks around for all of these dumb little videos. Remember to also check out my dumb little website, DisabledDanny.com. Subscribe to join the Dan Fam, which I guess is a dumb little cult. Stupid Dano, nobody will want to join your cult or be a Dan fan if you call it dumb. Marketing Dano, marketing. Be careful and remember to like and hit the bell.
I'll see you guys Friday. Peace out.